Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Omar Bam, aka Crypto, and while recording this video, this classic driving video, I sincerely hope that the microphone is working fine. Last time I tried to do this, it did not, and so I've actually ordered a microphone and I'm waiting for it to arrive so that I can do better, higher quality videos here in the car. But for now, let's just cross fingers and hope that this works. If not, I will not upload this video. But anyway, here we are, Thursday, and it is, what is it, 2 days, or yesterday, no, it was yesterday, that the tariffs finally came into effect on April 2nd, the big liberation day from Trump with the huge expected tariffs. And when the tariffs were finally announced, the market was not expecting them to be really as impactful as the final numbers that we received. So we ended up hearing about all sorts of tariffs from trading partners, all goods basically up at least 10% being imported here to the United States. We're talking about higher rates for China. I believe the number was 34% tariffs. And from Vietnam, something like 48% tariffs, which is insane. So it's widely expected that because of all these tariffs, Eurozone, you name it, we're going to be seeing higher consumer costs here for the foreseeable future in the United States. And that's because so much of these things that we import are used for the very manufacturing that would engender these products and such and materials to be created in the United States. They have to import from outside the United States for tools or for other materials to create them here, which is, I mean, obviously what Trump is trying to do, or it appears. Some would say he's trying to just crash the economy, and this is fantastic. Others are saying that he basically figured this out by asking ChatGPT to get these really strange numbers across the board for how these tariffs were implemented. I don't know if that's the case, but it could be to try to get manufacturing here in the United States. And it really does matter when we kind of zoom out of just crypto and economics, and I guess it's a piece of it when we think about AI and how the country that is ahead in AI when it comes to reaching artificial general intelligence or even artificial general super intelligence, that the country that does it first, or the entity that does it first, will have so much power really in the dictating of the future, whoever holds the keys to this. So it's important and imperative Trump realizes to get that done here in the United States versus somewhere like China. And for myself personally, I think that would make more sense. You wouldn't want a surveillance state dictatorship to kind of have artificial general intelligence or artificial super intelligence first, because they would use that to obviously expand their power outside of their borders and everywhere else. We're talking about being able to hack better, infiltrate, spy better, surveillance video, I mean, you name it. And that being tied to something like a social credit score would be kind of terrifying, right? Imagine you didn't say the right thing. You said the wrong thing just once. You mentioned the wrong thing, whatever that might arbitrarily be. And then suddenly you cannot shop at certain stores. You might not be able to purchase property or rent property in other areas, access transportation services, you name it. So this would be something I think that really would want the United States to be the place where we develop chips, where we do things in-house that are the best. But at the same time, there are all sorts of immigration things going on right now that would make it difficult for some brilliant minds, obviously, to enter the United States. We're hearing about travel advisories from so many different countries, if you guys have been following that news, because of folks who are being detained, perhaps unlawfully and unconstitutionally here in the United States for various reasons. I mean, they'll be detained before they even check whether they had a passport or the right to be here in some cases that I've read. So more and more countries saying, you know, it's dangerous you visit the United States even if you feel like you have all the requirements. So more and more cancellations for trips over here, visas for students. That might be something that some might want to even avoid entering the United States to try to get. And so I think we're losing some mind share here is my point. We're losing mind share to countries that could be keeping that, right? Or other countries that could be benefiting by having opener policies or better policies, right? You don't have to get scared maybe that you'll be detained in China, as long as you stay within the lines, right? anyway, or you build over there, or you study over there. So I think this is something that does need to be considered. But at this time, we would, I think, hope that the United States succeeds. I mean, they have massive surveillance and AI already that we don't even know about, as leaked by Edward Snowden. They've been tracking our stuff. And for the most part, I think most people tend to be quite free who are US citizens in the United States. So I think it would be a more beneficial AI system, at least I would hope so, than something coming out of China. I mean, you have folks like Sam Altman, the head of OpenAI, basically calling for a ban from from models from China because they're being tracked by the deep China state, when, yeah, the US is doing absolutely the same thing over here. So I don't know that that in itself is a great argument. But anyway, yeah, I think what's really happening here is Elon Musk, right? He is in Trump's ear. He has been there as a right-hand man since Trump, even before he entered office, to advise him on things like technology, which Trump might not really be so keen on. And Elon surely understands where a lot of this seems and appears to be headed, having been a huge investor in a builder of companies related to that space, most notably X and Grok. So really focusing on AI while also having SpaceX on the side, and Tesla there for robotics. So definitely someone who really is tapped in to what's happening with technology going forward here. So that's likely why Trump has had him there as his right-hand man to kind of set the path forward here. But we heard an announcement, I didn't get to talk about it, where Elon Musk has apparently resigned and will no longer really be as influential in Doge. And as Trump's right-hand tech advisor, he hopes to go back to his companies, back to actually doing work at the companies. So maybe he's already laid the groundwork for what's coming out here. Now Trump and his team just have to execute. But I think what's really happening here with tariffs is something about making AI in-house to set us up for a future. That seems to be a big piece of what is happening. And I think cryptocurrencies absolutely play a role in this. Elon Musk, with his Dogecoin investments and his other shilling of crypto, Maximus Celsius, and so on, and NFTs and Doge this and Doge that, he's likely just reinforced what I'm sure Trump has been hearing, is that crypto is here to stay, and it's important that that also stays here in the United States. So that's why you hear about World Liberty Financial, Eric Trump talking about having America as the biggest Bitcoin miner and having a Bitcoin treasury. Yeah, anyway, yeah, the real flight to safety will be like when folks, the average folks, because you guys get it and I get it, who really understand inflation. I don't think the average person understands inflation at all, so they haven't really had to understand why cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin, matters so much. But as inflation continues to burn us, tariffs are only going to bring up these inflation numbers. That is, folks are going to be forced, their hands are going to be forced to figure out what is happening here, and begin to really look at cryptocurrencies as a hedge and a lifeboat. Right now, it's just older folks hedging into gold, which is why it's making new highs. But pretty soon, it's not just going to be speculative cryptocurrencies. It's going to be the main part, I think, of portfolios as dollars lose value and value. Part of what might expedite that soon, it looks like starting in the summer, could be the Federal Reserve. Their chances, according to that Federal Reserve of St. Louis website, where I believe that's the one, Fred, who issues a dot plot. If not, you get a chance, you get a number chance assigned to what are the likely numbers that we could be seeing for interest rates going forward. And in June, it looks like we've ticked up to 60% chance of interest rates getting dropped, likely because of more and more folks talking about this recession that seems now inevitable, with tariffs in fact in place, which could in fact force the Fed to lower, which would give a big boost to cryptocurrencies. So yeah, hopefully it's not going to be a situation where it's like sell in May and go away. You're probably going to hear about that more in May, but in fact May could be setting us up for it could be the best chances to be in crypto, to see huge gains coming up here starting summer, it looks like, and through the end of the year, where the Fed is expected to make 2 rate cuts before that with almost certainty, absolute certainty now. So anyway, that's what I got for you guys. It's kind of a big picture stuff. There's not any main crypto news I would say that I wanted to discuss. I'm sure there are a few crypto specific things, but I think what's more important is that we zoom out and try to figure out our place in this bigger picture. So hopefully this helped at least provide some perspective and outlook for what we should expect going forward here. Yeah, happy to have you guys. Hopefully this video worked, recording it, and I'll upload it now. Take care, guys. Much love and stay cryptic. Peace.